Welcome back to the Angus Report. Each year, the Angus Foundation sponsors an Angus breeder to attend the Young Cattlemen's Conference, an elite experience hosted by the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Cody Sankey from Indiana participated in this year's conference, which brought together more than 60 cattle producers to participate in the nationwide tour of the industry chain. Angus Media's J.D. Roseman has the story.
In an ever-changing industry, ranchers must become leaders, and leaders move us forward. That's what the National Cattlemen's Beef Association works towards with their Young Cattlemen's Conference.
Well, for the past 10 days here on the Young Cattlemen's Conference, we've toured across the United States from Denver to Chicago and into DC, and we've had really good interaction with fellow producers on this trip, young beef producers who are going to be impact makers in the beef industry going forward.
Giving producers an inside look at all aspects of beef production, from life on the ranch to legislation on the Hill.
You know, as a seed stock producer, you feel like you have a grasp on the industry until you step in and sit down in a meeting with the executives from McDonald's, and you really understand how they can influence the beef industry from a ground beef standpoint. You know, and another impact moment is when you really step on Capitol Hill and see what we're up against as beef producers in America, dealing with lobbyists and trade groups and congressmen and senators that ultimately influence the laws that dictate how we have to run cows in this country.
Yet Sankey says relationships are the most important.
The future of the beef industry resides in the young producer. The greatest thing about our generation is that we're creative thinkers and think from a different perspective. And when you can put all of them in one room for 10 days and allow them to build off each other's ideas, that's where some of the greatest thoughts will ever come from. I would just like to thank the Angus Association and the Angus Foundation for sponsoring our young breeders in our association to go on this trip. I think it's ultimately one of the most valuable experiences I've ever been a part of as a young Angus breeder. Long term, our industry, for its success, all the producers have to learn to come together and work towards a common goal of promoting the beef industry.
For the Angus Report, I'm J.D. Roseman.
Thanks, J.D. Applications for the 2017 YCC Tour will be available on the Angus Foundation website in December. We'll be back with the Angus Report after this.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Western Video Market. Market your cattle with the professionals. Don't miss our next Western Video Market auction, August 8th and 9th in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Expecting 50,000 head of top flight feed cattle, including 1,000 head of breeding stock from across the Western U.S. Western Video Market, merchandising Angus influenced cattle for more than 25 years. For more information, visit WVMcattle.com.